Listen, think, act, repeat.
Welcome to the Left-Wing Kingz podcast. Today we're giving shout-outs to Republicans who called out members of their own party for spreading hurricane misinformation. I'm your HMIC, your head moderator in charge, Malik, and I'm joined today by King Ace.
What up, what up?
My queen, Walanda.
What up?
And Queen Tina on the comments.
Hello.
Hey, let's get it cracking, people. With hurricane season in full swing, we've seen a lot of havoc and tragedy across the United States. Because of the potential for loss of life, it's more important than ever to get the facts straight. So today we'll be discussing 5 Republicans who stood up against hurricane misinformation within their own party. We're going to start off with example number 1 of I'm going to call him a patriotic Republican, Representative Carlos Jimenez of Florida. As Hurricane Milton came bearing down on Florida, Representative Carlos Jimenez of Florida understood the assignment. He was having the misinformation, put down. He was killing it, squashing it, all of that. Jimenez was vocal about debunking conspiracy theories, calling out fellow Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene for her baseless claims about weather control, urging her to get her freaking head examined.
The expert right
I
there.
added the freaking in there just for emphasis.
Like we can't cuss.
Nah, but we can say frickin'. The politicians can say that. Walanda, what does MTG have to gain by making such ridiculous claims?
I don't know.
Clickbait.
Yeah, I mean, just appealing to her specific base. Her specific base likes the crazy rhetoric. So just doing the appeal to them and maintaining, the entertainment. The other thing I would say is definitely with the media attention, because unfortunately the media is still giving her that attention. Even she says crazy things, it's crazy, but people like entertainment, and they like, drama and the craziness. I guess it's very entertaining. So with that being said, the other thing is her fundraising. For some reason, every time she says something crazy, they come out and give her money. So she's winning in that. So why would she change her stance and the crazy rhetoric, whether she believes it or not? It actually is pulling in funding. And the last thing would just be shifting narratives. You bring attention and deflect on this. Now we're talking about something crazy, and we're not paying attention to the real news.
Yeah.
So
Here we go with her again, man. Marjorie Taylor Greene, man. You know what's scary about that? There's a whole bunch of people that voted for her and put her in office and continue to do that. You know, she plays to the far right wing base, pretty much. So she says things like that, just I think out of shock value, but actually to please them and keep the nonsense going. You know what I'm saying? It's a hurricane. You would think a hurricane would make people just have some common sense. I mean, real people on the ground dying and trying to get people out, and you're still going to try to find a way to twist that and get a political gain out of it. It's just crazy where American politics has come to, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is just a representation of that. I mean, not surprised on what she said, but why does what she say have any value? Yeah. And there's people in this country that value that to the point where they don't listen to truth.
Right.
She knows there's a whole platform out there that's going to take what she says and make it the truth. And there's people out there that are going to listen to it and take it for the truth. And that's the downplay, or that's the price we pay for social media.
Yeah.
That everything is now categorized to where you can go listen to what you want to listen to. You ain't got to listen to anything else. And you can believe that kind of nonsense. So shout out, I was trying to catch my man's name, but shout out to the representative in Florida. That gives me faith in the American government. Look, man, I don't mind if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or whatever, but if you're out there talking truth and you're trying to help people, that's where it is. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to him on that.
Yeah, Carlos Jimenez is his name.
Carlos Jimenez.
I want to make 2 points on that too, man. The first one, to your point about politics and where it's come to today, man, it's a hurricane.
Yeah.
We've made natural disasters divisive. This is something that we should all be brought together and trying to help our fellow man, making sure that they're okay, giving them the warnings, the correct warnings they need, the support that they need, whatever the case may be. But we have now gone as far as we can go politically in the wrong direction, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I guess we could go further, but this is pretty fucking far in the wrong direction, because this should be the one time our elected officials should just be out there trying to tell us good things about what we can do to get better, not trying to divide us by party. The second thing is, the second part of her, or another part of her quote, besides her saying that they can control the weather, she said Democrats are using it in a way to target Republican areas. Okay, like Florida, which is a place that we know hurricanes always hit. But I mean, historically, that's part of the game. But she's like, this is a target of the Democratic Party. They're controlling the weather and targeting your areas. Now, with that point, think about this, man. If Democrats could just cause a deluge of rain to come down on your ass wherever the hell they wanted it to, why wouldn't they have done it in Georgia so that people didn't vote, like in certain districts, and just make it rain in that district, stop all the Republican votes? Or if they can control the weather, use that shit to your advantage. What is this doing for a Democrat right now that's obviously not controlling the weather? But if they were, what is this doing for them? I mean, it's just a way for them to create more divisiveness, and also a way to combat, like I was telling Wallanda earlier, global warming. Yeah. Well, what's your excuse against global warming? What's your argument against that? Well, they could look up all of the facts, and there's science probably against global warming, just like there's science that says global warming is real. They don't want to do that. They want to go ahead and make up some crazy shit, some dramatic shit that people are more likely to grab hold to than to tell you about the science behind global warming.
Think about it like this, man. I hate to call it, like, you got to be a dumb fuck to believe that shit.
Oh.
Like, this is some old Marvel comic, the Penguin and Batman bullshit. Like, what are you talking about? James Bond bullshit or whatever. You got to be a dumb fuck. If they can control the weather, why don't they just fucking control the election? Wouldn't that be easier and shit?
Well,
like end of the day in the, I mean, but
that's
I'm saying,
what they say.
But then, but at the end of no, what I'm saying, but at the end of the day in the story, then if we can control the weather, then just fucking control all the elections and control every fucking thing. I mean, if you can control the weather, like, why do they even have elections? You can control the fucking weather. Like, I mean, that's God like. Capabilities. Yeah. So just eliminate elections, bro. Like I'm saying, because you can control the weather. If I can control the weather, you know how powerful it is if you can control the weather.
Yeah.
You can make Russia sit down, nigga. Stop attacking Ukraine, nigga. Just send weather over there on their ass. Like, ain't nothing more powerful than weather. What's more powerful than weather?
Right. No.
Like man ain't came up with an answer for weather as long as we've been on the planet. If you have weather as a weapon, you know how powerful that is.
Yep.
China, bro, we tired of y'all bullshit, nigga. Ooh, we just send them about 5 hurricanes on there.
Exactly.
Y'all better sit down somewhere, nigga. Y'all ain't gonna attack Taiwan. Here you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Iran, you want to keep bombing Israel, nigga? Yeah. All right, nigga, we gonna dust storm. Dust storm. We gonna hit them with a blizzard, nigga. That would fuck Iran up. We hit them with a blizzard, nigga. Like, they had no blizzard in Iran, nigga. They would sit their ass down.
Hey.
So come on, dog. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna call it what it is. The people who believe that shit are dumbasses. I'm saying, plain and simple. Hey. And I think that we're at a point where, everybody got politically correct. There was a time that
just call it out.
You just called it who it was. Now, if you, like you said, if you got your research and you want to have an intelligent conversation, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even the Republican people, and that's what this show's about today, even the Republicans are calling it like, that's some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just tired of that even being a part of American politics, where people can come and just say dumb shit. George Santos is completely fucking lie. Right. You know what I'm saying? And people want to dance around that shit. Nah, man, it's time to get the dumb fuck bullshit out of politics, man.
Yeah, but you got to realize where it came from. So Trump, I'm sorry, started all that. That's why
There's
we're in this
fuck.
situation. True enough. Like when COVID, that's why it was so important for him to actually lead with the pandemic.
He did the dumb fuck move and didn't do shit.
Exactly. And so that's why we're in the situation that we're in now, because he did the same thing with COVID. Yeah. And it showed that it actually worked. So MTG, you got her coming on here, you got Santos. So just following his lead. That's why leadership is so important.
Yeah, leadership is real important. And Another person whose leadership was important was Chuck Edwards of North Carolina because he had to shut down some stupid-ass FEMA rumors. Representative Chuck Edwards of North Carolina had his district hit hard by Hurricane Helene. In the aftermath of the hurricane, he found himself condemning outrageous rumors spread by untrustworthy sources who said that FEMA was diverting disaster response funds to the border. FEMA would run out of money, and FEMA was seizing people's property. Ace, why is it important for elected officials like Chuck Edwards to condemn rumors?
Okay, I think you first got to understand what FEMA does. I'm pretty sure Rolanda knows. You got the definition for FEMA?
I don't.
Okay, I got it here.
Okay.
For once, I got some research. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I can read. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm gonna break it down in layman's terms so I can read it, verbatim. But basically, FEMA is set up federally to handle natural disasters, to be the ones who finance it and basically make sure that when that area is hit, we got the resources that we need over there. Coordinates federal disaster response and recovery efforts. It provides aid such as temporary housing, infrastructure repair, and helps communities prepare for future disasters. Is the written out definition. And the reason I kind of went here and kind of answer your question, it kind of falls in twofold. That the false rumors. Like I said, once again, I'm gonna call this the dumb fuck show. FEMA, the money's not set up to give to migrants. That don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, that's nowhere. That's not even the same category. Once again, their money set aside to help people out in this particular situation. They got hit all of a sudden and everything's tore up in North Carolina. Their money is to go in here. I thought it was important for me also when this question came up to kind of point out how Project 2025 plans to utilize FEMA. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. What they plan to do with it. And there's three main points that they were talking about. One, they want to cut FEMA aid, and they want to push it to the states. That's basically what they want to say, and have them kind of handle that, which we know how that works.
Yeah.
Here you go, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Don't you get hit by a damn hurricane. You ain't going to be able to afford it. You know what I'm saying? Eliminating the federal national flood insurance program. Now, it's funny you say that. I was just, my mom got in a car accident, right? And we went into the guy to get an estimate. And he was talking about, he was from Florida, and he was talking about flood insurance. And he was saying in Florida, they have guys going down, and they're actually basically saying, like, that's flood damage. So they can get out of the insurance policy. Because if you don't...
They won't pay. At your homeowners.
Exactly. You buy homeowners, you don't buy extra flood insurance, you're in trouble.
Yep.
So that's already a gimme. But what they're basically saying, they want to eliminate that flood insurance program that kind of helps people out when the house gets flooded out. You get hit by a goddamn hurricane, your house is going to flood.
Yeah.
And insurance, which once again, they're added to the list of the businesses that the devil owns. It's insurance companies. It's the NRA, and all of our favorite here, Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So insurance companies, all of you, not even one of them, all of you. Okay, how successful you are. Because that's the only business that you don't have no overhead with, and you just make straight money, straight profit. And then you try to find a way to fuck people out of their money when they need it. You know what I'm saying? So that's owned by the devil. And so basically, they're saying we want to turn that over to the private insurance companies, which we already know, like I said from my previous story, that they're trying to go in and claim everything is flood damage so they don't have to pay any fucking money. Fucking assholes. And then, weaponizing FEMA funding is what they want to do. So basically what they want to do, this is Project 2025, Trump's plan. You know what I'm saying? They say he hasn't got anything written down, but no, this is it right here. They want to then utilize FEMA as a weapon. Like, we don't like your state. We're gonna hold back FEMA money or whatever the case may be. So, you know what, Louisiana, y'all ain't doing what we need to do. Y'all get hit by a hurricane. Guess what? We're not gonna send you any FEMA money. Y'all look like Walking Dead down there because y'all hit by a fucking. Once again, and the head moderator in charge, hit it on the head. A situation where we should be coming together, as a community, as a country. I think everybody, who's listened to the show or listens to us, probably agrees that it's heartfelt when we see people go through hurricanes. We see them swimming through that water, and we just can only imagine, wow, what would I do in that situation? So in a situation where we should be coming together, we got fucking idiots writing shit like this talking about ways that they're going to utilize that against us in that particular situation. That's why I said this is the show that we're calling people who they are, because this is a situation where we shouldn't be even thinking like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. My big thing was just preserving trust and integrity. We, the people, elect these officials. Like, we are elected. They're a representative of you and me and everybody else in this room and not there. So they have a responsibility to condemn rumors.
Yes.
They have the responsibility to do so. You know, they represent you. And if this is who you want to represent you, you know, hats off to you, I guess. But most of us don't want that. Integrity means something, and so does trust. The other thing was preventing misinformation spread. We look and see how fast these rumors have gone. You know, you got the $750 one, you got the weather one with MTG. Like, it's everywhere. Like, it's scary that misinformation spreads so fast and impacts so many. While, like you said, we got people wading in waters and losing their homes and real life experiences, you know, that are happening to them. So we just got to be mindful. And the thing, also upholding accountability, guys. Accountability, integrity, trust, credibility. Those words mean something in leadership.
Yes.
And they're impactful. And look where we're at. Look what we're doing on here. And then just protecting the public discourse. We're fighting each other.
Yeah.
We got people losing their houses, losing their lives, and we over here having arguments. And even this conversation, to me, is just, I don't even know why we're here.
Yeah.
Like, we're sitting up here telling you why it's important to not misinform, to research information, to elect somebody who has leadership qualities. We shouldn't be having this conversation. This is all common sense. I don't care what kind of education you have. You ask a little kid, he'll tell you, you know, trust is important and you shouldn't lie.
Yes.
I mean,
exactly.
these are 5-year-olds will tell you that. You know, that's what's so amazing. We as adults are sitting up here having conversations that we shouldn't be having to have.
Well, let's get the weeds with it, man. We're supposed to be a Christian-based country, right? That's the right wing that talks about that. Christian nationals, Christian-based country. We want to be based on Christian values.
I don't.
Well, I'm just saying, but I'm talking about the right wing.
That's
you know,
what they
That's what
push.
the
Christian
right wing
nationals,
says.
That's what they
Okay.
push.
They're saying that
Well,
they
we're
will-
supposed to be a country that has diverse religious freedoms.
Well, no,
but yes,
and I agree with
hear
that.
you.
I agree with that. But
You're
I'm saying,
the
I'm
good,
going from their argument that,
right.
you know, but these are the people that are trying to base it on the Christian doctrine, which is like nowhere near that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Like,
at all.
you're supposed to, you know, in the day in the story, Christianity falls out of taking care of your neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being kind to people and stuff like that. And this
Treating
doesn't do
others
that.
as you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, do as the others as you want to be done.
Yeah.
We all know the scripture.
Right.
But, you know, they don't represent that at all.
No.
They wrote down in a 900-page document how they want to utilize this against people.
Yeah.
You know, where's the Christianity in that? What would Jesus do, right? You know what I'm
We
saying?
need to
So,
start saying that. Preservation of democratic values. We're a democratic, you know, country, and setting example of leadership values is what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And like you said, if it's not happening.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my whole thing is, man, I think that, you know, it's important for our elected officials to kind of condemn these rumors, because rumors lead to worse things. In my mind, you talk about civil disobedience. Why did January 6th happen? It didn't happen because, like, you know, it just spawned out of nothing. There was a rumor that the election was stolen, and it was a lie. And guess what happened? People attacked the Capitol. Like, if elected officials continue to just let rumors fester, people start taking action.
Yeah.
We all seen the meme of the two fat guys with the AR-15s at the McDonald's, sitting, you know, them motherfuckers ready.
yeah.
They ready to come and do something.
Well, they ain't ready. but
They ready for their Big Mac, for their Royale with cheese, nigga. They ain't ready for that. But at the end of the day, they are preparing for action.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when these rumors go, this just gives them fuel. It adds fuel to the fire for them to say, you see, I
Yeah.
told you, we need to go protect blah, blah, blah. We need to do this. Civil disobedience can easily be the, I guess, the aftermath of
The catalyst,
rumors
yeah.
being let run astray. You got to condemn them. You got to stop them, you know. But one thing I don't want people to stop is clicking the like button. You got to click that button, okay? Make sure you click the like button, and make sure that you subscribe to Left-Wing Kingz to see more content like this every week, all day long, every day, all day. And make sure that you're sharing this content to all of your social media platforms out there. So, with that being said, I think there's another Republican that I wanted to talk about, and that's another Floridian, Michael Waltz.
Mm-hmm.
Although Representative Michael Waltz of Florida voted against FEMA on October 4th, he's been actively debunking myths about FEMA's response to Hurricane Helene in fear that they could negatively impact recovery efforts. Ace, how can misinformation hinder recovery efforts and put people's lives at risk?
I mean, it's just lies and fabrications, pretty much. I mean, you know, we all know FEMA's in there doing they're doing, man. They're down there doing the things that they need to get done. So if you're lying about that, then you're gonna be making sure that people aren't getting the things that they need. You know what I'm saying? It can slow down the progress of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and or like you kind of said, you know, and my mind got caught up because I was thinking about, you know, and I don't mean to jump off of it, but I got caught up with my thinking because I was thinking about Rittenhauser when the little boy went over there with the gun.
Yeah.
And when you said that's how those lies happen, yeah, that dude actually thought of something that wasn't true and went over there and actually killed people on it.
Yep.
So and that's where my mind was at that. But yeah, man, getting back to the FEMA thing, man, you know, if you're out there and and there's false information being said about FEMA, then you're preventing the people who need FEMA to get the things that they need. You know what I'm saying? And that's uncalled for.
Yeah.
You know, we can't do that. So Mike Waltz going there and kind of debunking it and saying, hey, you know, we're getting the things that we need. So you know, y'all need to shut up about it.
Yeah.
Can make sure people get the things they need when they need it.
Yep.
Yeah, just to piggyback, of course, like delaying critical assistance. Guys, with FEMA, if you come in there and throw in a wrench in it, it may delay them actually receiving the assistance that they need.
Yep.
Again, confusion and distrust. So now you got people talking about FEMA, like FEMA running around taking all the money. Like, really? I was like, let's donate. And they're like, well, we can't donate to FEMA because FEMA's only giving $750. I'm like, those are untruths.
Yeah.
You know, so you have that going on. And then you have resource misallocations. Like, where are the resources going now? Because now we're dealing with, you know, trying to calm down the situations over here. And it just sparks up more chaos and
exactly.
and again, panic and, you know, public panic on here. And speaking of public
Yes.
panic, look at us. We over here, we're in Texas buying up toilet tissue.
Yeah.
And stuff that's going to impact somewhere else. You know, that kind of thing happens. Like, why are they doing that? Because we have panic. You know, people, they don't understand the information that's going out. They think it's somehow going to negatively impact them. And I don't care what anybody says. I think this is the most selfish country I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
We always talk about giving to people, but no, we don't. You know what I'm saying? We go up and buy up all the toilet tissue at H-E-B so your your neighbor over here can't wipe his butt. I mean, come on. You know, just the crazy. And then the scams and exploitations. That's how the scammers come in. They look and see, okay, what's happening over here?
Yeah.
Okay, now I can call, pretend I'm FEMA, or, you know, call and pretend I'm this person. They give them, if you give me this, I'm going to give you some more money. And people fall for that because, unfortunately, they're destitute. They're desperate. So they don't know what to listen to because we have so much misinformation and craziness going out there. So it just delays the process.
Yeah. I think that I want to add to that because you made a really good point about panic, in my opinion. I think that they have to condemn these rumors and stop the misinformation because it puts people's lives at risk because people start to turn against one another. Like you said, we all seen like when COVID happened and people buying toilet paper, getting in fights at the grocery store over toilet paper and paper towels and shit like that. We've all seen like recovery efforts. Let's say, like we said, you're fucking up the recovery efforts. Let's say the stuff gets there, but people think that they're not going to get none.
Right.
We've all seen like the Middle East when them trucks show up and then people go crazy, jumping on top of each other trying to get water and food and shit like that. That shit could happen here. You remember Katrina? Trucks show up, people think motherfuckers ain't coming, or this the last time you gonna get a chance to get a sip of water. People it puts your life at, people die trying to get to that water or the food or whatever it is that they're providing. So when you're telling people, well, FEMA's running out of money, or FEMA they're not gonna give you anything, they're sending the money to Mexico, and the FEMA truck does show up, there might be some shit going down in that truck because motherfuckers is like really worried about what's being said. if the message is getting to them that the shit ain't there, this can directly impact recovery efforts and put people's lives at risk easily.
Yeah, just lying. You know what I'm saying? But back to it, just lying. And, now that, it's funny, like now, are you a gun owner? Because it may come down to that now because,
People do.
things may get that desperate.
Yeah.
Especially in these disaster areas. You know what I'm saying? So, and, the toilet paper thing, I just never got that. You know what I'm saying? Just never got the toilet paper thing. But, it seems like any little natural disasters, somebody's going out here buying up all this goddamn toilet paper for whatever reason.
That's the first thing on the menu, baby.
And, and like you said, we ain't even in the disaster area. Niggas buying up the
That's what I'm
toilet
saying.
paper.
But they was doing that shit because of the strike. Let's
Yeah.
kinda,
Okay. But I'm just saying. But they do those kind of things
Yes, they
because
do.
something's happening over here. They think it's going to impact you. They just lose their minds. It's crazy. And
Well,
it
And they fuck up the supply chain
and
more.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, another dude that lost his goddamn mind because of this was Donald Trump. And Mitt Romney called his ass out for it. Senator Mitt Romney of Utah went after Donald Trump for doing something he always does, lying. He attacked Donald Trump for spreading misinformation about FEMA using money to help illegal aliens. Wanda, what perception could other countries have of us when our former president and current presidential nominee spreads misinformation?
Jesus.
Well, first, of course, undermining global trust. Like who's going to trust us? Okay, the trust is eroded with the United States government, and then just the ability to provide truthful information.
Yep.
I do want to point out because this was the big one for me with the FEMA situation and the perception that somehow Biden didn't have the funding or, which is kind of correct. But let's see why he didn't have that. It said Donald Trump's presidency, he reallocated FEMA funds to the border enforcement in 2019. So he took a lot, and it was, how much was it?
He gave the money to the migrants.
Basically, $155 million from FEMA's disaster fund to support border enforcement and immigration-related operations. If you want to fact check me, you can go to Government Accountability Report, published in May 2024. NBC News, if you don't like them, you can go to the monthly report issued by FEMA's disaster fund, and that went out in September 2019. So you can actually go research the information and see where the money went and why it has depleted.
Yeah.
But look who it depleted under. Look who did it. That's what I found was very amusing. But anyways, back to undermining, of course, the global trust and damage to democratic credibility. The U.S. has long promoted itself as a leader of free democracy, and look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
The misinformation, everything comes out. So pretty much, United States, when he says that people are laughing at us, they are. I don't know how we got here. Well, I do know how we got here, but we can't stay here.
Man, I got, how many lies is Donald Trump just going to be able to say? Like bullshit. Like, when is it going to be and people still believe in them? Like, how many more lies does this fool got to say and do and just be ridiculous? And people just still believe him. I don't know. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially on the migrant shit. Like, bro, migrants mean they're not from here. Mean they're not citizens. We don't give them any money. We might have programs set up because we're dealing with them in the country.
Right.
But we technically aren't just giving them money
Right.
for whatever reason. So what sense does it make that we're going to take FEMA, the money we need? We get hit with hurricanes every year.
Yeah.
Tornadoes every year, wildfires.
Every year.
That happens all the time, all year long. So let's take money out of something that we know we gonna need and give it to people that ain't even from here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Dumb fucks. Like,
And they believe that.
people it's people that really believe this guy.
Yeah.
And out of everything, I just look at him, don't even understand why the fuck do you believe anything that comes out of his mouth? The dude put a $60 price tag on the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? And signed the Bible. Once again,
Insulting.
back
Or
to
Christian. Yeah,
the
right.
Christian nationalist propaganda machine. Like, where in your Bible they say that's good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And we won't go with the sneakers and all the other bullshit that he's selling. But, the dude is definitely full of shit. And he's got like this unlimited card where he can say whatever the fuck he wants when he wants to say it. And it's bullshit. And this migrant shit with FEMA is another one. He sees a hurricane hits. What does he do? He gets on the goddamn thing and says, hey, you know what? We're giving all our FEMA money to migrants, just trying to sway votes in swing states. It ain't like he's somewhere just saying this. You know, it's funny that you're in Pennsylvania when you say it, or you're in Michigan when you're saying this shit,
Right.
or North Carolina when you're saying it because you're just trying to swing votes. And people, and the most part, it ain't even him. It's just people believe this shit, and they religiously believe this shit. That's like, dude,
Die hard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think that when the misinformation is coming like that from our former president and current presidential nominee, I think all the things that you guys saying are definitely true. One thing I wanted to add to that is just we look like fucking fools. Other countries are motherfucking laughing their ass off at us. You supposed to be the leader in democracy? You supposed to be the pinnacle of a country and what we all are striving to be? You?
Yeah.
What you doing over there? That's what it is? That's what it look like? I don't think so. And then, at the end of the day, when these cats are out there saying the things that they're saying and people are trusting like everything that is being said from him, it just makes the citizens look bad. Not just the government, but the citizens. Like, I sent a video to there's a comedian that talks about like the debate and all of the shit that happened between Trump and Kamala. And in one of the clips they showed a guy and he was being interviewed and someone asked him, so with all the stuff that, happening with Trump, all the, indictments and things, are you still going to vote for him? Is there anything that would stop you from voting for him? He said, no, I'm still voting for Trump. I don't care what he does. And then he says, if Trump was on the steps of the White House and murdered someone, I'd still vote for him.
That's
what
sad.
Can Trump, there's nothing Trump can say. Basically, there's nothing Trump can say or do that will stop me from voting for him. So when you have people like that and other countries see that shit, they like, to me, if I was in another country, I'd be like, we gotta stop the United States before they go ape shit, right? Because they got the bombs, they got the military, they got the power. What if the wrong person steps in? So you can see why motherfuckers is trying to like have one president over the other, and they're trying to interfere with our elections, and not through like stopping us from voting, but they're trying to go to social media and create commercials and create all this propaganda to make you vote one way or another, right? You can see why, because they see an advantage in that.
Yeah. Yep.
And when there's misinformation and they see that we're saying stupid shit, our enemies are out there trying to leverage that shit against us. Yeah. And we can't allow our country to be divided in the way that it is.
Or I was going to add on, our enemies look at it and say, hey, I'm going to do what the fuck I want over here now. Like, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
America, they too busy dealing with this fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? They tired of listening to this motherfucker's lies. I at least got half of the country that's gonna believe whatever the fuck he says, and all I gotta do is put money in his pocket, and he's gonna say whatever outlandish bullshit. And we already got a guy that says if he murders somebody, I'm gonna vote for him. So,
and he's able to vote.
And we know he's impressionable. All we gotta do is put money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. And then so I'll be over here bombing Israel or invading Ukraine or looking to move into Taiwan, or if I'm North Korea, I'm trying to get nuclear bombs or whatever, because we at the wheel, but we ain't watching, we ain't driving, because we, like I said, we dealing with a dumb fuck. You know what I'm saying? That just and why people won't say that, I have no idea. Now who knows? Maybe if he gets elected, I might go to jail for saying that shit. Who knows? Because that's the way the world's headed. You know what I'm saying? But still, in the day, don't change it. He's a dumb fucking don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're correct. It's fueling authoritarian narratives. You know what I mean? Because now you look at the United States and be like, it's plagued with dishonesty and dysfunction. So they're like, does democracy really work?
Yeah.
Let me show you how it's not working. Look at the United States over here.
Yeah.
So you should be authoritative. You know what I'm saying? Then just tell people what to do, because obviously they don't make good decisions.
Yeah.
Or they let an idiot get up here on one side and just convince half the people that, the sky is purple. You know what I'm saying? And they'll believe it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, one person who doesn't believe what Trump is saying, but does believe that Trump is an idiot, is Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina. Senator Tom Tillis, who previously endorsed Trump, broke ranks with the annoying orange because he was spreading misinformation about Hurricane Helene. Tillis said, "We have to stay focused on rescue operations, and we don't need any of these distractions on the ground." Ace, how does misinformation impact people on the ground, like the first responders, and people who are trying to just recover their lives?
Once again, I mean, just misinformation is going to lead the wrong narrative of what's going on. You know, you're a first responder or whatever the case may be, out there trying to save somebody, or you may just be in a situation. And let me back that up a little bit. A lot of times in these situations, first responders come from other neighboring states.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're a fireman, they need your help over there, but you're here getting misinformation that, you know, it's really not that serious or whatever the case may be.
Or they're stopping you from helping.
They're stopping you from helping, or they, or you know, the funds are not right. So you just say, hey, I'm not going to be a part of that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But they may really need your help over there. You know what I'm saying? And that falls on a lot of things. Same thing with the people that are on the ground. Now, misinformation's affecting them a little more differently because they need the help. And enough help is not coming in now because we got people bullshitting. Yeah, like I said, in the day in the store, we're talking about Republican people that are saying, look, all that's bullshit, y'all need to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And they're the people on the ground. That's why I don't understand why people are still pushing the misinformation and the rumors out there, because it's affecting real people. Especially when, you know, the country that wants to always make things blue and red, when your side is saying, look, stop.
Yeah.
Why ain't you fucking stopping, man? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's affecting people.
It's misleading people on how to seek help. Like, they don't even know where to go, how to do it. And then with the first responders, I think it gets dangerous because they're trying to help you, and you got a distrust going on, and you can actually impact their lives. Like I said, like you said, Texas comes and all these other surrounding areas, they're not even people from that state. They're from different states trying to provide help, and then they go there, and it's kind of like, okay, y'all don't want me here. You know what I mean? And you act in some kind of way. And they don't follow directions. And then, you know, how that leads to other things. And they're just complicating overall the coordination of everything that's happening. Everybody wants to know, why is it a slow roll and I haven't gotten assistance? Well, you are the cause of that. The misinformation is the cause of that. You know, the coordination itself falls to the wayside because you got people distrusting. You know, the ones who are trying to help you, you're scared of them. You don't know where to go. I mean, it's crazy. I said, just create panic and chaos. And that's not what we need to be when we're trying to actually help people. People's lives have been lost and destroyed. A lot of people have to rebuild at this point in time. They don't need the extra crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how evil you have to be to look like at a hurricane, see these people and say, how can I twist this as a political advantage? Oh, yeah, by the way, Biden was giving money away to the immigrants. Not going in there and saying, hey, man, these people need help or whatever. You're playing on their situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, you're in that disaster right now because Biden gave all the money to the disasters, to the immigrants, which was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just kind of pisses me off that we're allowing somebody that fucking evil to run for president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know
people
what
are
I'm
going to vote for him.
And there's people out here that are ignoring all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking evil, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's really
saying?
Very.
That's fucking evil. That's like turning off the water if you see a house on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I just, you know, like I always say, man, a lot of people, when they paint Trump, they paint a lot of pictures of him. But the one thing I say he cannot do, that he has to be able to do, is govern. And in every situation where he's had that situation, he's shown that he can't govern. That's the only reason. I mean, if you have one reason not to vote for him, that's it.
Yeah.
He can't do the job.
Yeah.
I'm saying he can't govern. And presidents have to be able to govern. They have to be able to have compassion for people in situations and make the best decision for everybody, you know, overall.
And the key word you said is everybody.
Everybody.
Because what he does not talk like that. He will
No.
tell you the left is this and all these other people are all bad. So dividing the country, that's how we lead.
Yeah.
You know, you're leading by fear and fear mongering. You're supposed to be bringing people together to inspire. And he can't do that.
Yeah. I think that besides what you guys already said, I think another thing that it does when there's misinformation, it impacts first responders negatively, because what happens is it's kind of like a, you know, domino effect. if I hear like the first responders ain't doing shit and FEMA ain't doing shit for you, blah blah blah, guess what? I'm gonna try to take things into my own hands. I'm gonna try to get to where I need to get, whether I'm creating a boat out of my lawnmower or I'm fucking driving my car in high water that I shouldn't be driving, or I got my wife on my back, you know, walking through water with alligators in it. I'm taking risk because I don't think, because I'm being told that no one is going to help me. FEMA's not helping me. The first responders ain't helping. You out there by yourself, Mr. Citizen. So guess what? I ain't just gonna lay down and die. Okay, I'm gonna do something. But what does that do? If more people start trying to take things into their own hands, more people end up putting their own lives at risk. They end up in flooding water. They end up driving into a flood zone. They end up with that little boy floating on a goddamn piece of a board in the middle of the damn place by himself, 14 years old. Yeah. And people have to. It ends up using more resources. Right. And then when you're using more resources, what happens to the first responders? Their lives are now at risk because now they're trying to go save your dumb ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's kind of like the domino effect of the whole thing. You start lying, like I said before earlier, like lies, rumors and lies lead to more shit. You hear this bullshit, you take action into your own hands, put your own lives at risk. Now first responders coming and their lives are at risk. So it is just a horrible, like cyclical type of, circle, whatever you want to call it, that you're going through that's impacted by all of this misinformation, man. And it's sad that politicians don't care about their constituents. Sorry. Except, like, you got these Republicans here, to your point, Ace. They stepping up and saying, you know what? Stop this shit. You're fucking with my people. But I wonder if they would be saying the same thing if the motherfucking shit was happening in Texas.
Right.
Would the Florida guy be stepping up and saying, you're lying, Trump? Or would he be like, yeah, I agree? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when it's happening to your people,
now you guys
act different. And I think that's true with everything. Like, we all have friends who go through all kind of shit. I had a friend whose kid went through cancer. And from my understanding, I don't know how deeply he had like a connection with helping people with cancer. He never talked about cancer at all. Once his son got cancer, he became like very much a advocate for cancer research, helping kids. We had him on our show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When it hits you personally, you
have
act
a different perspective.
So these Republicans, I'm going to give them some credit for doing what they're doing and stepping up against, misinformation. But at the same time, I wonder in the back of my mind, would you be if it was happening somewhere else?
No, probably not. I mean, let's use Greg Abbott, man. I mean,
he don't care about nobody.
We had a mass shooting, probably one of the worst mass shootings, in the country here, and he ignored the shit like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, same thing. I don't believe for 1 minute if we got hit by a natural disaster that he'd give two shits about it. You know what I'm saying? That's just straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't impact him.
You know what I'm saying? He'd be on the FEMA line and the misinformation and talking about that Biden bullshit, which has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, no faith at all. So that's why my hat's off to these guys, man, that are really in the hats of it and finally said, hey, you know what? Fuck the politics shit.
It's not about that.
Fuck trying to give Trump power and sway votes. Let's take care of people, man. And what we're supposed to be doing when we get put in this position, we're supposed to solve problems. We're not supposed to be like Ted Cruz going to Cancun when the snowstorm hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So we got examples of fucked up people doing things, you know what I'm saying, and still holding office. Look, man, the way you sway politically is the way you sway. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole beautiful thing about this American experiment, man. We should be able to agree to disagree, man. But at the end of the day, man, when people need things, when it's real life problems out there, we got to come together and make the shit happen and cut the bullshit. And that's what these guys are doing, man. They're saying, hey, you know what? Cut the bullshit. Trump, you over here lying and saying shit, just try to sway votes. Yep. We actually got fucking people out here that are hurting. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least come down here and do the fucking basketball shot, paper towel move that you did in Puerto Rico and shit. Right. Like, do something other than lie. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hurting people.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, hats off to them on what they're talking about.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm just gonna echo what you just said. I'm giving they props. Republican, Democrat, whatever. We need to just be worrying about our people, man. At the end of the day, and with that being said, it is a very important month, cancer awareness out there. We We busting the pink. My wife wore pink all week at school. Ace was busting pink yesterday. Got Tina in pink in the background, and I got the pink on today. So we just want to send a shout out to everybody out there. Intercept cancer. Get rid of it. You know, find a way to make life better for all of those people suffering through the disease. I want to just say we're with you, and you know, wishing you the best. And you are in our prayers and in our hearts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wish Orlando would have wore pink today other than that Yankee stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey.
I mean, if I see your husband rubbing off on you with all that New York on.
Hey, she's always representing for the team, baby. You know that.
Yeah. So, but no, breast cancer, man, big. I had a friend of mine that had an event, a breast cancer awareness. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she had an event, or she has one upcoming. I got to double check with her for Cheryl. No, it's actually coming up. But no, it's get out and make sure you have some awareness of it, and put your pink on, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys. We'll see you again next week.